Hi, Kiwi. All right, we're going to play one more episode of Lotus Lantern today, and I'm going to go ahead and spend these points again. Now, let's see. What do I want? Don't have a lot of resource, so let's see. Damage reduction sounds nice, but I'm not sold on that. I'm going to go with the attack speed this time since I can afford that. Oh, actually, I have a lot more resource than I thought I did. I guess because I completed my first run last time. I think energy rate accumulation sounds amazing, so let's take that. Damage reduction is always nice. I think, yeah, let's take the damage reduction and see what that unlocks. Oh, it appears I can't unlock this unless maybe I unlock all of this. I'm not sure. Well, okay. I see, I had to unlock a certain number of things. Alright, well, probably should have gone for artifact damage over artifact essence, but whatever. Let's see. 10% chance to offer one free purchase. Restore 10 energy after entering a room. Ooh, that sounds really good. Restore 1% health after entering a room. 5% all damage. 10% more spirit stones or healing orbs probability increased by 5. I think the, honestly, the energy sounds most appealing. So I'll take that for now, and then I'll take 1% healing per room as well. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to our NPCs and move along. Oh, right, can I unlock... I can unlock some of these now, too. Some new artifacts, potentially. I think I'll skip this round and try them out next one. I'll read about them off screen rather than... Actually, I guess I can fast forward here. But first, Godmother. What's going on, Shen Shang? You didn't beat Erlong Shen? Thanks to the teachings of Godmother and Master Erlong Shen... Erlong Shen was defeated. Why are you still looking dejected? Oh, did your senior sister ignore you? Godmother, I can't think about this now. Okay, is it because the divine axe can't be activated? Huh, Godmother, how did you know? The other 8 immortals are observing and assisting you secretly, but do you know why everyone is willing to help you? I have no idea. Well, Godmother is willing to help you because I and your mother are good friends. As for the reasons of the others, you can explore that on your own. Godmother is willing to raise me for 9 years. I'm sure you must have a close bond with my mother. Of course, your mother and I have been acquainted for several centuries. Therefore, I hope you rescue your mother as soon as possible. As for the divine axe, your master anticipated it. Go ask your master. Good. Thanks, Godmother. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and look through these real quick. Alright, having read through all of these, I think the one I'm going to go with is this one, the Divine Fire Pillar. I'll unlock this one, and then I'll save the rest of my resources for unlocking things later. But this one sounds fun. After triggering technique skills 3 times in each room, summons a Divine Fire Pillar in front, then releases a dragon attack on enemies in the field. Passively, it gives every time the player triggers a technique skill, the damage of the next technique skill is increased and expires after the battle ends. When it's fully upgraded, it summons 49 dragons to attack enemies, which sounds like fun. So yeah, we're gonna unlock that, and it doesn't interfere. It's an Earth artifact, so it shouldn't interfere with the God and Heaven artifacts that I've used to much success in the past. So we'll start with that. All right, Sun Wukong, what have you got to say today? Master, when you said the time hasn't come, did you mean I still can't wield the Zhuanhua axe? Yes and no. How can I activate the divine axe? How did you start delving into the divine axe? Did you defeat Erlong Shen? Yes, thanks to Master's guidance, I defeated over Erlong Shen. Huh? Interesting. Did you defeat Erlong Shen? Yes, we just said he did. Ha ha ha. Interesting. Now, tell me how you defeated him. Master, don't laugh. Just teach me how to wield the Zhuanhua axe. Huh? Must I teach you again? Boring. So boring. Chen Shang, you are the child born of both human and divine. Within you there is both divine and human nature, but you don't know how to balance them. How should the disciple learn of this art of harmonizing? Ugh, so annoying. With all those demons on your way, try blending the divine and human aspects during battles. It's all about harmonizing. You're really slow to catch on. Don't go around saying you're the disciple of the great spirit to heaven, I think is what that said. Master, why are you angry? I haven't done anything to upset you. Why didn't you share with me how you defeated Erlong Shen? I just did. Oh, I won't... he wants the details on how we did it, not when we did it. Oh, I won't tell you. Come back and clarify this for me, you little rascal. You look like a new person. What are you? Oh, it is his father. I thought that was he looked like the character art from the opening. Father, why are you here? The great sage invited me. I heard you go to Mount Hua every day to save your mother. Father, I will surely rescue mother. Oh dear, silly kid. How can you contend with Erlong Shen? I have been studying under the great sage equal to heaven for 4 years. Erlong Shen is stern and heartless. I no longer holds hope. If anything happens to you again. Don't worry, father. I accidentally skipped what I was going to say. Oh well. Alright, senior sister, what have you got? Shen Sheng, what's on your mind? Oh, I was thinking about how to manage and balance the divinity and humanity within me to wield the Zhuanhua axe. Activate the Zhuanhua axe, Chen Zheng, I mean, if you eventually find out you can't save your mother, what will you do? Will it be very painful? No matter what, as long as I persist and work hard, I will surely rescue my mother. Senior sister, why these sudden questions? Nothing much, just concerned that you might be tired, so you want to take a break. Let's go together and enjoy the Lantern Festival at the foot of the mountain. A Lantern Festival? I'm not a big fan of Lantern Festivals. I'll go to Mount Hua first. Goodbye, senior sister. Alright, looks like that's about it for our dialogue for now. So, I'm going to try and use a different Divine Arm again this time. So, I could either use the one that I already have unlocked. I wasn't a big fan of that one, so maybe... This one sounded really weird, so I'm going to go with this one. I probably won't like it, but let's give it a try. Oh, never mind. Okay, so we still use a sword. I thought the entire damage would be coming from these phantoms. Okay, this looks like it'll be fun. I'm going to give this a try. Let's just go ahead and read it real quick. So, several clones follow behind the main character, each repeating the character's actions from several seconds ago. Each hit by the clone triggers additional damage and adds a stack of damage increase buff to the character. Oh. Okay, that sounds like fun. And then the active skill. Upon activation, the protagonist and the clone cease movement and unleash a charged instantaneous slash towards the indicated location, possessing penetrating capabilities and dealing significant damage. Alright, so how does this look? Oh, okay, it's basically, it's a dash. I don't know if I'm invulnerable during that, but that looks kind of fun. Alright, I think this will be our build for now. Alright, let's go ahead and see where this takes us next. Oh, well look at that. We've already unlocked the heat system, I think. Alright, enemy health increased by 20%, store item prices increased by 40%, enemy damage increased by 25%, enemy attack and movement speed increased by 20%, enemy spawn rate increased by 25%, recovery effects reduced by 20%, enemies will have armor will have their value increased by 50%, when selecting martial arts manuals options decrease by 1, when choosing Nua's blessings options decrease by 1, when selecting room 20% chance to hide information. Okay. I don't want to go too crazy because we really haven't unlocked a lot of the passive tree yet, and I think I'm a little ahead of the game here, so why don't we go ahead and let's increase the enemy spawn rate. That's fine because more enemies means more energy, more money, but once I start rolling, that shouldn't matter too much. And we can increase their armor and health, I think. Let's see how this goes. Wish me luck. Hopefully I'm not too cocky here. Okay, and off we go. Alright, so the dash comes out pretty instantaneously so long as I use it quickly, or I tap it. I can reposition it to get it to move faster though if I need to. Make sure that wolf dies. Okay, there we go, that's our first kill, and we're starting with a technique manual. Excellent. Alright, what are we getting? The last clone in the queue will always land a crit. That alone sounds amazing because there are a lot of abilities that depend on crit hits. But let's see, each presence of one duplicate of the field provides the character with attribute element enhancements, all damage reduction. A little hard to follow that one. When triggering a critical hit passive ability, the cooldown of momentary void. So, see, the left and right options synergize really scary good. But I think the guaranteed crit is too good to pass up, so we'll take that for now. Because crit damage is huge. And we did prove before that Thunder is a really strong build. So I think I'm going to go the Thunder path again. Alright. Get that Chain Lightning going. If I spawn a Chain Lightning every hit and I'm hitting 3 times, that does sound pretty strong. My technique damage already seems pretty strong, so I imagine it'll get only stronger once we get some good passives on it. It does seem like that the clones are a little inaccurate because I am staggering them, so that is the one downside to this, it seems. So maybe what I need to do is somehow... I'm not 100% sure how to deal with that just yet, but I think we'll figure out a way. Let's see. Normal attacks generate 1 wave of Chain Lightning. When dashing through enemies, generate 1 instance of Heavenly Thunder. When all artifacts hit, 20% chance to generate 2 instances of chain lightning. I'd love to see a rarer version of this, or like a stronger version of this, but I'm going to just go with this, because, again, the whole point was let's get our chain lightning going. Now, I do hope my clones activate on hit effects. We'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. Chen Shang greets Master. I heard you defeated Erlong Shen. Truly the old saying, heroes come from the youth. I didn't misjudge you. Master, I have a question, or I has a question I'd like to inquire about. What's the matter? You and my mother are like sisters. Think that's a little... you are like a brother to my mother, maybe? I understand this, but why do the Master and the 8 Immortals want to help me? You're a good kid, so everyone is willing to help you, but indeed there is another reason. After being immortals for so long, they've forgotten that they were once ordinary people. Master, what do you mean by this? Because we, the 8 Immortals, ascended to immortality not long ago and frequently travel the mortal realm. Therefore, we understand that the heavenly rules are not yet perfect. How does what the Master said relate to helping me? I won't say more or you'll get angry. Perhaps let the other 8 Immortals tell you. Alright. Let's see. Ooh, we're going straight for the technique manual. More lightning blessing sounds great, but more technique manual just sounds even better. So I just have to make sure that I can dodge the attacks, because of course we don't want to be taking damage where possible. Alright, and I should also remember that I have this and I can use it. And there's our chain lightning going, so let's confirm. It does not look like my clones trigger the chain lightning effect. That's unfortunate. Alright, so maybe this wasn't the right... This may not be as strong as I had hoped, but... I mean, chain lightning is strong no matter what, so I shouldn't complain too much. It does look like chain lightning does have a maximum range, unfortunately. Those two were a little bit too far apart. Alright, let's see what we get next. Each presence of one duplicate on the field provides characters with damage reduction. The clone's attacks can destroy enemy projectiles. The damage of the clone increases sequentially according to the queue order. I mean, having the third one crit does... That scales really well with the third one critting, so we'll go with that one for now. It does still feel like maybe the crit chance is a little bit less ideal than I would like. Let's go for the Divine Sensibility. Or actually, you know what? I want to make this build as crazy as possible. I'm going to go for the money. Or I guess they're called Spirit Stones or Elemental Stones or something like that. But still. It looks like the clones do a little bit of a splash damage effect at the end of the technique attack, I believe. Man, when I was looking through the artifacts, I saw that there's one that gives you a passive damage up every time you crit, which sounds really strong. I'm probably going to have to try this build again with that artifact down the road. Alright. Another technique manual. Ooh, this is gonna make the run spiral out of control pretty quickly, I imagine, especially once we get some more passives from the elemental blessings. I do like the idea of the guys blocking projectiles, but I think it's a little too early to benefit from that, because not a lot of enemies around these parts have projectiles, and the ones that don't do a lot of damage. It is cool that I can dodge, I can attack and then dodge an enemy that's charging at me and still be able to damage them because of the clone I leave behind. If used right, that seems pretty strong. It does look like I probably do more damage at the destination of the dash, the technique I have. Let's see. Okay, let's see what we get next. After dashing, increase the chance. After dashing, increase the basic attack damage of the clone. The clones can attack projectiles or get damage reduction per duplicate. I think now damage reduction is more valuable, so we'll go ahead and take that. If that increases my survivability, then it's definitely worth it. I have enough money to buy another. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to the shop and buy another. But I have a guaranteed one anyway. It's probably better to take the fire blessing, so let's go with that. I have a guaranteed shop before the final boss of this floor. And with that in mind, it's probably best that I save my resource, especially if I'm going to need a heal. Depends on how much damage I take, I suppose, but... Oh dear. Let's get rid of this guy. Projectiles are unwelcome in my house. And I should be spamming this more since I have the energy. And by this, I mean the artifact I have that shoots the fireballs. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but the cooldown is basically the duration, so may as well use it. Chain lightning doesn't do a lot of damage just yet, but I'm sure things will start scaling out of control once we get a couple engraving stones and visit the red boy for whatever fusion passives he offers. Alright, let's see what we've got now. Crit hit applies 2 stacks of flame, so already we've got one that stacks with crits. That sounds good. Upon entering a room, generate 2 fire spirits, which swiftly rush towards enemies, or when the artifact skill is cast. I mean, we're going a crit build basically here, so we have to go items that scale with crit pretty much. Alright. On to the next room. I bet there's going to be eventually an item that gives me more clones. And that's where things will really start to scale out of control. I imagine the more clones I have, the more damage I will deal. I'm going to dash once, it seems. I'll go ahead and use this, although I should have waited. I knew they were going to teleport. Ouch. Took more damage than I needed to, and I'm wasting moves by accident. This does do a pretty solid bit of damage. It does more than... My artifact does more damage than my crits, so it's definitely worth using more often than I am. I'll have to remember to spam it a little bit more actively. I'll wait till it teleports before I shoot this off. Or so I said. In actuality... Whoop. I didn't mean to take that many hits. At least the artifact will tell me where they teleport to pretty reliably. And I know that their projectile attack is always in increments of 3. Their dash is usually 2, but I think it can go up to 3 times. And I can use my artifact to counter the projectile move. Since I can't really get close, I can at least do that. Where'd you go? Sure does teleport a lot, though. Not ideal. Yeah, it seems like I can pretty reliably get crit hits on it, especially bosses. Changed direction at the last second and got me anyway. Alright, I think that's it for this boss. There we go. Alright, let's see what goodies we get. Okay, we get an artifact. Excellent. And there's our shield. Heck yeah. Alright. And then we get... attack speed or damage. Or HP. I think... I'm going to go for the survivability. I think we'll get the ability to have enough damage soon enough. Alright, let's go for the engraving stone and see if we can run ourselves a good passive. We don't have a lot to build into just yet, so it's probably not going to be amazing, but let's see. Upon entering a room, artifact damage increases 10%, 8% to ice element, pass through one room unscathed, and max HP is permanently increased by 1. I think we're going to go for that. That'll give us some longevity, and the other two don't really benefit me too much. I am likely going to take damage more often than not, but if the build starts scaling out of control like it did in the endgame of the last run, I think there's a reasonable chance that we still have this. So we'll see where this carries us. Or not. And I have a really good ranged option with my artifact, so as long as I'm using that, I should be okay. Kill the projectile artist first. Oh, shoot, I got hit. Well, there goes my free HP, but oh well. It's not like this is a one-room only situation, so I'll just have to remember and focus on dodging. Not that I'm not already trying to not take damage, you know, but sometimes you just kind of forget. Well, I'm sure there will be rooms that I clear perfectly, so when those rooms happen, we get a benefit for it. And even if it's only a couple HP we rack up over the course of the entire run, that's still more HP than I would have had otherwise. You can almost think of it as a heal, maybe. I don't know if it increases both the current HP and the max HP, but I'll eventually heal back up to it, I'm sure. Alright, let's see what we got. Wrath Retribution. When the ally is hit, or when you are hit, counterattack with Heavenly Thunder. All artifacts have a 25% chance to summon Chain Lightning. When enemies die, 18% chance to leave one Thunder Orb. And then Thunder Orb explodes for 200 damage. That sounds strong, but it'll fall off. But I guess we did turn up the enemy spawn rate, so that's pretty decent. I think it's going to be either the middle one or the right one. Why don't we go with the right one just so that we can see what it looks like. It's not amazing, but it'll do good. Alright, let's Let's go for a new artifact. Let's see if I can roll that new artifact that I found that had, like, the dragon attack, which sounded kind of cool. It's probably not nearly as cool as it sounds on paper, but let's find out. I may have just gotten hit by a projectile, I'm not sure. I suspect I was, because I saw that purple orb come at me and I didn't dodge it. It's fine. This guy has a shield, so let's try and damage him as best we can. But I think I'll take care of the big guy first. This one has projectiles, so we're going to switch targets. I have to be careful, I'm kind of in a claustrophobic sort of area. And I'm sure their projectiles will hit me, but not careful. That thing had more shield than it had HP. Sheesh. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and activate my shield, and that'll guarantee that I can't take any more damage if I'm careless. Oh my goodness, so many enemies. And they're all spawning with shields now. They're going to take a while to kill, aren't they? I reactivated my shield. I need to establish if my technique makes me invulnerable to damage. I'm going to suspect that it does, but I don't know for sure. So I should play it safe just in case until I can confirm it in a tested environment. Maybe the next time I do take damage, I'll try. Right. Things are definitely tankier with all those shields, that's for sure. Okay, I got hit, but I have my shield back. Yeah, so basically what I learned is I need to make sure that I don't accidentally waste my shield by upgrading it. The shield should stay a one-point wonder, if you will, and then the other artifacts are what I upgrade for damage and stack beads into. And now that I understand that, I should be able to use my artifacts more efficiently, too. Wow, that was a long room. Alright, what have we got? Profound Frost Orb or Tai Chi Talisman. Neither of these are really what I want, so I'll take this one since I'm melee anyway. Hello, Elder. Tai Bai Jinjing? Why have you come again? Aha, young Chen Zhang is still steadfast in saving his mother. He truly is a good kid. Why the sudden courtesy? What conspiracy are you up to? Oh, it's not a plot, but a great stroke of fortune. I can't amount to anything awesome. The Jade Emperor issued an edict, stating that as long as you give up rescuing your mother on Mount Hua, you can immediately set off for a job Lingzhou Palace. There you can choose an official position with ideal salary, enjoy a life of luxury that's beyond imagination. Oh, does that mean I can have does that mean I can have any official position I want? Great, you understand the situation. Raise your concerns all you want. The Jade Emperor regards you highly. Go tell my uncle I want to become the Jade Emperor. Oh, ask him if he's willing. You. The Jade Emperor cares for you. Don't be ungrateful. My master fell for your tricks back then, and don't think I don't know your trap. Farewell. So basically, the Jade Emperor, again, if I'm using Greek mythology as my frame of reference for lack of knowledge, I would say that, again, I know virtually nothing about any of this, to be honest. But my assumption is the Jade Emperor would be the Chinese pantheon's equivalent of Zeus, like kind of like the highest god, the god that's on the pedestal above all gods, the king of the Chinese pantheon, if you will. And the Jade Emperor just offered us an out. Say, give up on trying to rescue your mother, and I will give you whatever position in life you want. So basically a free pass for the rest of your life. And we just told him the position I want is to become the Jade Emperor, which, wow, this kid has sass. Go you. Go Chen Shang. You, that is, like, so incredibly rude, and I love, that's some very clever writing. Like, the translation was a little bit rough through that whole conversation, but I got the gist of it. And, wow. I think it's been made reference to the fact that, okay, we do have invulnerability on our technique, good to know. I think it's been made clear that Wukong is kind of, not quite a trickster, but he was a monkey, at least before he became a Buddha, or achieved enlightenment. He was a bit of a playful trickster of sorts, perhaps, and I think we have maybe taken after our master in a little bit in that regard in terms of our witty retorts, if nothing else. Still not a big fan of this build yet. It doesn't feel like it's truly popped off yet. I'm sure it'll come eventually, as all good things do, but hasn't quite sold me. But that's what I was saying at the start of the last build. It felt like it didn't have something, and then suddenly it had everything, and things spiraled rapidly out of control. So, we will see. I'm hopeful that moment will come soon. Most likely we just need to stack more passives, as all roguelites typically do. I wonder if there will come a time where eventually the energy we generate carries over to the next room rather than resets to a set amount. Okay, we got our revive passive. That'll be very good. Oh, but that sounds really strong for our build. Nah, can't give up. The crit multiplier sounds really good. We'll get that eventually, but for now I think we stick with what we've got. Alright, on to the next room. Okay, I could roll... I have my shield. I was just trying to roll for that other artifact. I think we'll get that inevitably anyway. We have a lot of money. So maybe I can afford... I need 250 for the technique manual and the heal. So let's go for another Destiny plate bead and get another passive. Maybe I can get more crit chance. I saw that there are crit chance speeds in this last attempt, or this last situation, so maybe I'll see it again. Alright, we need to generate energy to get my shield. So let's start by working on that. Alright, there we go. Okay, now I have my shield, and now we can worry. Now we can do as we wish pretty safely. So I hope, at least. I just have to be mindful of when my shield pops off, gets broken. It does give a pretty clear indicator of that with large green text that says offset. I assume meaning it offset the damage, but it's not always obvious when I'm busy seeing all the numbers and the crit hits popping up. So I have to be mindful of it. Definitely have some decent AoE if nothing else. If the enemies group together, I can DPS them pretty hefty, pretty substantially. Unfortunately, it really feels like my technique needs something to really make it shine right now. If nothing else, it's right now just a free dash, but I already have a spammable dash that gives me invulnerability, and it doesn't have any cooldown, so we will see. Alright, what have we got? 3% chance for basic attacks to restore 1% health. I think we take the health. Survivability is always valuable in these sorts of games where your HP carries over between fights. Alright, let's go ahead and shop till we drop. Oh, no technique manual. Lame. Well, let's get that. I feel like this was something we needed to unlock something else, but whatever. I'm gonna go with this passive. Let's see. When the characters hit, counterattack. When enemies die, 10% chance to spawn in a fire spirit. Upon entering a room, spawn a fire spirit. Okay, this sounds fun. Let's get something that passively does more damage when we kill things. It won't help us much for the next boss fight, but it'll certainly help us for the trash mobs on the way there. Sister, didn't you go to the Lantern Festival? It's not worth going alone if you won't join me. I am determined to split the mountain. I'm not in the mood for any Lantern Festival. I understand, but Chen Sheng, you should know that not everything is that simple. You need to be ready for the unexpected. Huh, senior sister, is there something on your mind? Nothing. Alright. We continue onward. Alright, Tiger Monster. Big Tiger, I'm not here for idle talk with you. Hand over the fisheye stone now and I'll spare your life. Isn't this Chen Sheng? You took the fisheye stone out of my oversight. This time is different. I've just mastered a set of martial arts techniques yesterday, and I was just worried that there would be no one to test it on. I just learned a set of mnemonic techniques yesterday, and I was worried that no one would give it a try. Sure, try me. I don't fear. So it sounds like he's going to have a new move pool, potentially, or a new attack pattern. Let's see. Let's see what you got, Mr. Tiger Monster. I wonder what your actual name is. Okay, so nothing impressive yet. This all seems the same. Probably when we get him lower, he'll get his new attack patterns, is my assumption. I can use my technique to pretty reliably dodge if I need to, and honestly, I think that's probably how I'm going to treat it for now, because I don't have a good way of using it otherwise. Alright. You summon your little enemies, or your little allies, but they don't do much for you, and I can start fire orbing you. I'm going to go take out you before you kill the problem, though. Oh, okay, we got hit, but that's what my shield's for. Oh no. Whoop. Oop, barely dodged that. And I don't have enough energy to regenerate my shield, so I gotta be careful for a second. And now I do. Yeah, my damage is definitely lacking so far. I don't think that'll be a problem for too long, though. Oh, you summon new allies now. Usually you only set... I think he summoned these guys in the past, but this is the first time I've mentally registered them. I'm pretty sure these are not new enemies, though. Just make sure I take out these guys before I continue. Whoa. I'll just try and keep my energy above 20%, or two sets of bars, and then I can worry about using my fire projectile for damage after that. Here's a chance to get some pretty solid damage. Let's dash back in and... See, I summoned a little fire spirit. He despawned, but he was just in melee range attacking the tiger. So far, it doesn't look like he's really used any new techniques. Maybe it was all just, like, flavor text and not actual meat for this tiger. I'm healing damage and generating energy faster than I can use it. This is fine. This is fine. I may not have damage yet, but I definitely have sustain. It's very hard for him to damage me. Plus my percent chance to heal definitely helps too. Not by much, but it definitely is there. Oh. I didn't realize my ice orbs could stack up to that many. Okay, it's a good thing I tested it. Yeah, I've got this guy's pattern down pretty solid. Doesn't seem like he can do much to me at this point. When my orbs run out, I just regenerate them. So they keep damaging him while I'm in melee distance. I'm kind of disappointed it doesn't have anything new. After all that talk, you know? But this just, at this point, you just feel kind of like a damage sponge, an HP sponge, if you will. Dodge, and then technique back in. Spin, and I dodge, and then I technique back in, but I don't have my technique up, so I just melee. Yeah, and the thing about that split, that 5-way projectile attack of his is if I stand near him and then just dash behind him afterwards, there's very little he can do about it. Alright, and there we go. Monster defeated again. Alright, what do we get? Attack speed, crit rate, and max HP. I feel like crit rate is kind of the way to go for this build since I'm going to be stacking into that. I don't actually know what my crit rate is. It's only 3%, so that's not a lot. Yeah, let's do it. Let's believe in the build that's yet to come. Alright. Wow, did I take any damage in that fight? Because it appears that I did not. Alright, for each lightning element, increase crit rate by 1%. For every fire element, increase all damage by 1%. With each bounce of chain lightning, so there's a 30% chance of applying an instance of ice spike to the enemy. This one might be the one worth taking, even though I am going a crit build, but I think I'm gonna believe in the crit dream. The ice spikes did a ton of damage previously, but alright, let's see what you've got. Chen Shang, you came so close to breaking the seal last time. Are you confident this time? Master said I need to balance the humanity and divinity within me, and I'm confident about it. Good, that's fine. Master is the leader of the 8 Immortals, Master is the leader of the 8 Immortals, and Chen Shang wishes to seek guidance. Why are the 8 Immortals willing to help Chen Shang? Did Lu Dongbin not explain the reasons to you? Immortal Lu only mentioned inappropriate celestial rules, but I didn't understand how that relates to helping me. He also said he didn't want to anger me, so he didn't go into detail. He told me to ask you. Haha, he knows how to keep things friendly. Things between being what they are, I'll be blunt. Our plan is to capitalize on your mother's rescue as the chance to negotiate with the Heavenly Court for the reform of the celestial rules. To put it another way, we are using you, but we surely want to help, probably. So that's how it is. I believe that's what his masters are doing. So that's how it is. I believe what the masters are doing is extraordinary. I won't be angry and will work harder to save my mother and assist my masters in achieving their goals. Ha ha ha. I was narrow-minded. Good boy. Okay. I still can't upgrade these Oh, I do have some of that resource now, so I could upgrade... I think I can upgrade these now. Maybe? Okay, so it costs 50 to upgrade these passives. I think I'll sit on that resource for now because I'm really not pushing harder heats, and that resource seems to be a lot harder to come by than the other ones. Alright, took that HP even though I didn't need it. Chen Shang, or Chen Chang, do you prefer boys or girls? Ah, senior sister, what do you mean? Nothing much, just been waiting for you these days. This little kid beside me is pretty naughty and adorable. How is that cute? He's a kid who doesn't appreciate his own mother. Yes, you're right. We can't educate children like this. Huh, what did you say? Senior sister? Huh? The waves are loud here. I couldn't hear what you said. Hurry and split the mountain. Alright, so kind of just a summary is that basically the gods are assisting us because they want to try and rewrite the celestial rules written by the Jade Emperor. Fair enough. I respect their motivations. Yes, we may be an ends to their means, but I think they're also trying to help us. Certainly they've taken a vested interest in us, so I scratch their backs. Basically, it's a give and take sort of situation. We're helping each other out with a common goal in mind. Alright. Well, I can definitely kind of stagger lock these enemies, especially since I have so much AoE. There's not much they can do, the poor fellows. I do wish the clones activated on hit effects. That would make Chain Lightning so much more strong than it currently is. But it's fine. It seems like since I got that don't take any damage, you gain an HP passive, I've only been able to clear 2 rooms without taking damage. But it feels pretty doable right now, so we'll hope that it continues to be that way. As long as I remember to stack my shield, it should be fine. And just watch it. Enemies that I'm not in direct melee distance of, I need to watch projectiles for. And I should be fine. I definitely still feel very lacking in damage, but I think that will come soon enough. Just takes a little bit longer. A little bit. Oh, I should remember to use my frost orbs. I would probably replace them given the opportunity. But for now, they're pretty solid damage, or at least they're a little bit more damage than what I had before. Let's see. After dashing, increase the basic attack damage of the clone. The duration of the temporary clone is extended. There's a chance to increase the number of temporary clones after the clone and the main body land a critical... There we go. The crit build continues. Alright, yeah, this is absolutely just going to be a get all the crit chance possible sort of build. Alright, let's keep trying to stack up these divine beads. Get enough energy to activate my shield, and then just become impervious to damage. Alright, I got hit, but I got... The shield is too broken. It should be on a cooldown no matter what. Even if you have the energy, it should not be this readily available. It just seems too good. Like, I saw that it broke, and I immediately get it back. There's really no punishment for spamming shield in this game. And now that I understand how the artifacts work, as long as I don't max out this artifact, I'm just eternally granted a block 1 hit. Well, not quite, as long as I maintain my energy, which I think is very doable, even against bosses, as long as I play smart. Oop, saw that dropped. Oh, I see. Oh, never mind, I don't see. I thought what might happen is the clones attack when I dash, but they do not, and that's fine. They don't need to, they do enough damage. My crits are only doing like 30 damage each, so I definitely need some damage up, though. But the idea of being able to spawn more clones when I crit does sound very strong. Assuming I interpreted that correctly, although it doesn't look like I spawned any more clones. Maybe I was mistaken about how it works. And the artifact is spawn 2 fire meteors every 10 seconds. The fire meteors seemed pretty strong last time I had them, and now it's just a passive. That's every 10 seconds. That doesn't feel like a very long time. I'm gonna go with this one. I think I may as well. I don't really know what I want. No lightning blessings. Unfortunate. So do I want ice or fire? I feel like we're kind of stacking fire. Fire tends to give all damage. I haven't seen anything other than lightning that stacks with crit. I'll go with fire just because we're already kind of spec'd into that. I don't have a good sense of what the individual elements really give as their boons, so that'll have to be something that I figure out over time. This is pretty funny, just this game definitely feels rewarding to button mash in the early stages. I forget if Hades was like that, but I feel like it wasn't. I definitely suspect that this game is a tad easier than Hades. I don't know why I feel that way, but it definitely feels suspicious of such. Oh, you're still alive. Oops. Oh, lost my shield. Got it back. Yeah, I seem to be pretty... Oh, I got hit. Darn. I was too busy thinking about what I should do next that I didn't notice what I should do then. If that makes... That probably doesn't make sense. So that must be the Thunder Surge passive when I'm activating my Fireball. Seems cool looking, if nothing else, I guess. Saw my shield drop, so I reactivate it. Well, alright. I think we've gotten the gist of the build at this point. And the real question is, what happens next? Do things keep spiraling out of control? Or do we kind of plateau here? Because it feels like we're definitely in a plateaued state currently. Alright, what do we get today? On normal attack... Oh. I don't want to give up Chain Lightning, although... Nah. Upon entering a room, generate 2 Fire Spirits. Summon 2 permanent Fire Spirits. When this Fire Spirits attacks enemies, 4% chance to restore 1 HP. Heck yeah. More sustainability. I like it. Maybe I go for the money so that I can afford another HP up and technique manual again. But honestly, I feel like I'm going to get it no matter what I do. So let's keep stacking beads, I think, onto the artifact. And we'll see where that gets us. Right, this is the room with enemies that will explode after one hit, so I have to be careful about those. Almost have enough energy to use my shield. There we go. Okay. Now I can start wailing a little bit more free. I just have to be mindful of... I have to be careful. There's not a very... Like, it does give me the green text, but it really is easy to miss that message when you're just getting lost in all the AoE and numbers. And I'm not turning the numbers off. I like seeing the damage that I deal. Even if it doesn't mean much in the long run, it does give me a frame of reference for how much damage I'm dealing, which, if nothing else, feels kind of nice to know. Alright, we have to deal with a whole lot of water elementals now. That's what I assume these things are. They certainly seem like water elementals. Well, they all decided to group up and let me stagger lock them, so this is fine. Ooh, my technique definitely did a lot of damage there. I should use my technique more often for damage. It definitely does a solid bit of damage. It doesn't feel as impressive. When the character's health is below 30%, crit rate plus 12%. I mean, we're doing that for sure. I just need one more crit. I need one more item on that. Oh, heck yeah. Technique manual. Let's go. Let's see what this gives us. Okay. Alright, I have to fight to earn my right for whatever this crit manual is. Or crit manual, technique manual, rather. Oops. Accidentally used my artifact, but we're good. Didn't take damage. Alright, we've now cleared 5 rooms without damage. See, this is why I took that blessing, because it was, or that engraving. It was super early on, and I figured if it is going to... If it showed up later in the game when the enemies are stronger and I didn't have a shield, yeah, it would probably be a waste. But here, it's too good to ignore. Especially as long as I play... I don't even necessarily need to play safe. I just have to notice when my shield breaks, because I do actually have a brief moment where I think I'm still invulnerable despite the shield breaking, where I can reactivate it. But there's just a lot of put people in the corner and smack them with swords. Oh, hey, look, I got an extra clone. 1, 2, 3, I have... Oh, but it does... Okay, so that's how it works. I do get extra clones on crit, but they disappear shortly after a short duration. That's fair, I suppose. When the protagonist is attacked, they can consume 1 temporary clone to reduce 80% of the damage. That sounds really strong, but that also nerfs most of my damage. The clones attack and destroy projectiles. After dashing, it increases the basic attack damage of the clone. Since we seem to attack and dash a lot, this is honestly probably the best one. But I'm going to go with the projectile protection for now. It makes it easy. Since projectiles seem to be what are breaking my shield most often, that's probably the best option. Oh, we're already up to the boss. Okay. So I just need to try and stack my shield, and we got it. Okay, and now we just begin wailing. Oh, whoop, well, that didn't work. It's fine. We get a free heal after the boss fight anyway, so I'm not terribly concerned by that. This ignore projectiles is pretty funny, though. Alright, it's not actually ignore, but, you know, it's the next thing adjacent to that. It's destroy projectiles, which is still really strong. Do some damage on this guy and let the other guy come to me. There we go. Yeah, the melee guy just jumps to you anyway, so I figured I may as well just let him come to me. I think I had 5 clones there. I guess the more clones I have, the more my technique's going to do is really where the strength of it comes from. But, alright, this build still feels pretty darn strong considering I barely take any damage, but I think that's just I've gotten better at managing my shield. Alright, let's see what we get. New artifact. Tower of Holiness or God... Oh, is this the new one? No, this isn't it. So, I guess we'll take this one because I don't... The Pagoda Stomp is funny, but I don't think I'm going to use it that much. This one... I think this one gives a really solid passive, so I'll just take that. It gives me damage based on the distance traveled within a room, and resets each room, but that's still pretty strong. And then, yeah, we're going to take 4% more crit chance. Alright, Wind Blessing. I guess let's go for the Wind Blessing. We'll see what it does for us. I'm not expecting much, but I may as well try it. Gonna back off because those guys are not great for melee attacks. They kind of get in the way. I'm definitely feeling the increased energy production rate here. You know, let's go ahead and activate this ability so I can move faster. It seems like it would be fun. I really am lacking damage, though. That's the thing that this run feels like it really needs. Just something to up my damage more substantially than what it currently is. I'm not sure how to do that with what I'm currently affected by, but I mean, my crits are starting to chunk. My crits are definitely starting to chunk. Maybe it's more so I just need to use my technique more often. But I am generating energy so fast that I can't use it. Alright, Wind Erosion. When the character hits an enemy, apply 3 stacks of Wind Erosion, which boosts crit damage when attacking. Oh, wind was the right way to go. I didn't even realize. When the character's HP is above 70%, apply Gale to oneself every 10 seconds, which significantly increase attack speed for a certain duration. And when energy is full, when enemy's HP is full, gives Wind Erosion. I think we're gonna do this. Oh wait, this is only... I misread this. I thought it was when I hit. No, it's when I am hit by an enemy. Okay, so then I think I will take this one. Because in theory, it should activate when I hit them. Looks like we'll be upgrading our fire attack pretty soon, which is awesome. Go ahead and break these guys and start generating energy. And there we go. I've got my shield. It's interesting, but one of the tricks I could do here, honestly, is dash in. Just attack, dash, attack, dash. That actually seems... I got hit during that, so maybe that's not as effective as I thought, but I thought it would be cool. Look at all my clones, though. My crit rate is definitely nothing to laugh at. And I can basically activate pretty much all of my artifacts. This is a little ridiculous. Alright, see, I like the last run, I was right. If I held out long enough, the build would eventually scale out of control. I don't think we're quite there. We're only halfway to the summit as it is, but it feels like it's getting there. Cooldown reduction. I think we'll just go for the free damage, or the extra damage. Okay, and now we have a fully upgraded artifact. And I definitely have enough spirit energy to afford everything at the shop. So I think we just go for, or spirit element, whatever. I think we'll keep going with destiny plates and start stacking up the next, what's it called? The next artifact. I remember I think the one that I unlocked was a earth artifact, if I recall, so I'll have to be careful not to put beads into whatever earth artifact I have, which I think is the one on the right. My swift move passive that I just activated now. Or I guess not passive, but, you know. Alright. break all those guys away from the enemies so that we don't have to deal with them in proximity. Oh yeah, and I can activate this now. It does a pretty substantial amount of damage, and I bet it's really strong against larger enemies since it'll hit multiple times. If I can drop it in the center of someone, in the center of a large enemy, I bet it'll chunk them pretty substantially. After being hit, the character restores 10% HP equal to damage taken. When this artifact is cast, 50% chance to summon activate Thunder Surge. And when character's HP is below 30%, their critical rate is increased by 10%. It's going to be the left or right. I think I'm going to go with the right, and what I'll do is I'll put it on... I could put these on the shield, just not fully stack the shield so that it evolves. I could do that, just to make sure I have the passives. I think I'll do this, though. I'll try and stack up the ice speed. Oh good, a Thunder Blessing. That'll get, not only will that get us another % of crit chance because of that passive I got very early on from the Engraving Stone. Or not the Engraving Stone, from the Red Boy. Oops. Lost my chance to get HP. Oh well. That's fine. The major downside to upgrading an artifact is, one, the cooldown is substantially increased, and two, the energy cost is also substantially increased, so I have to be mindful of that. But I was spamming the Fire Orb attack a fair bit, but not enough that I'm going to miss it terribly. I also don't think it was the crux of my damage, because I was often forgetting to activate it. I'm gonna back off until all those 4 things disappear. There we go. Now we just wail on these to death. There we go. I'm not minding my shield as well as I should be. Alright, when a technique skill is released, continuously generate 3 instances of Heavenly Thunder. Dashing through Thunder Orb triggers 2 waves of lightning chain to enemy attacks. I don't have a lot of ways of summoning Thunder Orb, so that doesn't sound great. The volume of Thunder Orb is increased by 15%. The explosion damage of Thunder Orb is increased by 20%. I think this is probably the best way to do it. Just because I really don't have enough ways to summon Thunder Orb, and that may be better later on. I just don't trust it to be. But look at that, another Thunder Blessing right off the bat, so that'll be helpful. I've also, I think I commented on this in a previous... I definitely commented on this in a previous episode, not in this series specifically, but I remember that I was like, is it right off the bat or right off the bat? I mean, you can probably apply both appropriately, but I'm pretty sure the correct statement is right off the bat, which would make sense if you were to use it in a sentence, but the way I think of it is I'm heading off to bat. Like, I'm right off to do the batting, maybe. I don't know. It's clearly the wrong way to interpret it. It's clearly meant to be right off the bat, like the ball just left the field. But here we are. I'm not gifted in the language arts whatsoever, and I never claimed to be, sadly. But if I can communicate well enough, and my stuttering and my word flubs are tolerable, we'll manage. We will manage. Alright. Generate Heavenly Thunder. If hit, Thunder Surge has a 30% probability of contraction after diffusion. When the artifact is cast, trigger 1 times Thunder Surge directly. Deal damage to enemies in a... Oh, Thunder Surge is the passive I got on my artifact. I gotcha. Oh, I think I get what this means. It means, so Thunder Surge kind of spreads out from where you first cast it. It probably converges back on the starting point after that. Damage of Thunder Orb periodically releases... None of these are great, but I guess it's a 1% crit chance that it gives each time I get one of these. I guess since I have a chance of activating Thunder Surge... I guess I'll do Lightning Diffusion. It's not great, but... if I get more passives that spawn Thunder Orbs, we can probably make it work pretty quickly. I just need those passives. Alright, so... I don't need HP. I seem to be very good at recovering HP with my passive, so we're just going to go ahead and take the technique manual. Shadow Touch. The clone's basic attacks and dashes also have a chance to trigger additional effects on the main body. The main body and duplicate's basic attacks no longer inflict knockback on monsters. The duration of temporary clone is extended. These are all amazing. This one will benefit me the most for the boss fight ahead, I imagine. Because I think what this means is I should be able to activate lightning chain lightning off of my clones now. But this is really, really, really good for trash mobs, since they keep getting staggered away and knocked out of the final clone's hit. I think I'm going to go with this one for now, but I hope I get another technique manual that'll give me this, because this passive is too strong to pass up. Alright, what have you got to say today? Elder Marshall's sister, why do you always want to come here to make money? What are you talking about? I came here at my own risk. Why did you come here? Think about it. She likes you, Chen Sheng. Don't you get it? She likes you. Could probably buy one of these divine sensibilities. Oh, Steel Shrine. Excellent. Okay, what have we got? Fire elemental damage I don't really have much of. I still don't know for sure, but I assume martial arts damage means my basic auto attacks. All of these disappear after taking damage, but I think I'm going to go with the martial arts damage. Until proven otherwise, I'm going to interpret it as that. I think I'll buy this. Alright. I think we're good. Here we go. On to the Hydra. The cause of my first death and my first run, and nonsense. Hey, big guy, I've already defeated you. Can we skip the formalities and hand over the key to me? Hey, silence implies consent, right? No, it does not, Chen Sheng, and don't make that assumption. Haha, why are you mad? Come on, fully feel the humanity and divinity within you. Dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. I wonder if this is going to be like Hades, where you need to get like 10 clears to... I saw him firing these orbs. I wonder if this is going to be like Hades, where you need 10 clears to fully... Ah, shoot, I got hit. What I'm trying to say is Hades needed 10 clears to kind of progress the story to a notable degree. I wonder if this is going to be like that. Got hit. I should probably just focus on dodging those shockwaves with this current build. Gosh. Excellent. So this must do a lot of damage to him because it's hitting him. Yeah, it's hitting him a whole lot. Oops. I get too easily distracted and forget that I need to dodge those purple orbs. Like, I can see him telegraphing it. He starts spitting upwards into the sky, so it's very clear when he's using it. I just somehow don't seem to notice it until it's too late. I thought there were only 3, so I dodged 3 times instead of 4. I think we're sitting pretty strong, though. As long as I pay attention to his Orby attack. And again, a way to conceptualize what I did with the engraving is that gave me the passive +1 HP for taking no damage in the room. Even though I've only gotten it 8 times, it seems, that's almost the equivalent of getting a boss fight's +10 HP boost. So I would say it's a very worth it passive. Particularly if you get it early on, it's so worth using. Maybe later on, like especially on the final floors, getting that engraving is kind of whatever. It doesn't impress at all, but the likelihood is that you're going to benefit from it is very low. Okay. Oh, more crit rate. Here we go. And then I think we're good. On to the next floor. What goodies await us on this floor? I still argue that this is definitely a weaker build than the last one, but it's not so weak that I can't enjoy it. Alright, what do you have to say? It took the monk Tripitaka 81 hardships to become a Buddha, but from my perspective, there's nothing great about it. Alright. What have you got for us today, Red Boy? Might of Fire. For every fire elemental, the elemental blessing, 1% increased damage. After hitting an enemy with Heavenly Thunder, there is a 30% chance to generate 1 instance of Storm at the enemy's location. I think we'll take Frostblade now. This is the one that spawns ice spikes on enemies that get hit by Chain Lightning at a 30% rate. That seems probably the best option. Alright. Moving along. Why don't we check out the artifact and see if I can get that one that I just unlocked at the start of the run, so we can test it out and give our final say on if it's worth having or not. I really have nothing that makes my technique feel super strong yet. I guess the stacking of clones makes it potentially very strong, but I have yet to really get it to shine, and its cooldown is so long, and it's not gotten many good technique manuals either, so It definitely feels like my weakest option of the things I have in my arsenal thus far. Probably unnecessary to use here because, oh, wow, that thing has wicked long range. Whoa. Looks like I did take damage in that room, unfortunately. This is it. This is the new one. Oh, it does. Oh, I didn't realize the ice technique is what I'd have to give up. Unfortunate. Well, I think I only got one passive on it. Is there a way to see? Here. The passive is when character's health is below 30%, crit chance plus 10%. That's a really good boon, but I'm willing to give it up because my HP is typically not going to be below there. I'm not going to really want it to be below there. So, alright. Let's see what this new passive is like. I'm curious. We'll try it out in the next room. What Master and others have done has filled me with deep admiration. Oh, you already knew? Chen Sheng, in both cultivation skills and understanding the world, don't limit yourself to human perspectives. Also, learn to see those techniques in the world from a divine standpoint. I get it. Alright. Well, now that I have the new artifact, I guess I'll start stacking up Destiny Plate beads on it. Because I want to see what it looks like upgraded to. Alright, we got our shield pretty quickly. Yeah, the passive energy gain increase that I think I got from the skill tree at the very start of the playthrough. I can definitely feel how much faster I'm gaining energy now. That said, I definitely need to stack it up a bit more if I want to be able to use my shield. Seems fine though. Oh, okay, doesn't feel... Well, oh well. We had one monster to kill, but got hit by it. Goodbye, 1 HP. When this artifact is cast, generate 1 instance of Thunder Orb. So, we have a good reason to want that, I think. When this artifact is... 1 instance of mine. Character gains a buff, and the next several... Oh. Oh no. Is that just a passive? No, it's when it's cast. I think I have to take that because guaranteed crits sound really good. Oh, you know what? I should have put it on the shield because then it would have been active nonstop. Oh, well. Hindsight. We'll go for another Destiny Plate bead and hopefully get more crit chance. Okay, got my shield. Yeah, I should have done that. Guaranteed crits just sound so good on an ability that I'm spamming nonstop almost all the time. Go ahead and activate that. Oh, okay, I see. So it doesn't drop the fire spinner where I activate it. It drops it where I'm standing after a brief delay. So I have to be mindful of that. Yeah, I'm still definitely feeling my relative lack of damage. Oh, let's see what this looks like. Okay. So Fire Pillar is pretty lame, not gonna lie. It wasn't a dragon, it was just a Fire Pillar. Oh well. When this artifact is cast, there's a 20% chance to generate Gale. Increase max... I'm gonna take the HP, the attack speed. We're gonna stack this all the way up and see what it's like when it's fully upgraded. I'm assuming the 49 dragons are gonna be 49 Fire Pillars, which sounds pretty darn hilarious. And I probably should have gone for the Divine Sensibility, but I went for the money. Since I'm kind of low in change, I may as well take it for now. That's a lot of projectiles. What if I don't want? Here, let's cast this Fire Pillar there and see what happens. Fire Pillar does pretty solid damage, it's just that keeping enemies within its range is seemingly pretty difficult. I unfortunately took some damage there, my shield got broken and then I immediately got hit. But I'm not sold on it yet. It sounded really cool on paper because, you know, you're summoning dragons and whatnot, but oh well. A shop or a fire blessing? Fire... You know what? I took the money. I could probably get a technique manual here. I'm going for it because there was a passive I saw. There was a passive that sounded really good if I can get rid of the knockback. Darn. Get a Blessing of Wind. Oh well. Well, actually, that was crit related. Let's see. Gust damage plus 10%. Not interested. Technique skill hits. There's a 50% chance to apply 1 stack of wind erosion, which increases crit damage. On Okay, I think we take the crit damage increase. Not... I probably should have just gone for the free fire blessing. Oh well. I guess it was worth the chance to roll a technique manual. I'm just sad I didn't get it. We'll take what we can get. And again, the Dragon Pillar should be pretty strong against these kind of larger stationary enemies. See, he's getting hit a lot by it, and then I pushed him out of it, so he's not. Here, we'll just do this. Oh no, I don't have my shield. Oh. It's fine. I think this is the final boss. No, this is the mid-boss of the floor. He was like a lion something or other, if I recall. It's hard to see him when he doesn't talk. Oh, those orbs. Right. I'm unclear if touching them after they land does me damage or not, but if I don't have to find out, I'm not going to. I think our damage is fairly solid, though. And as long as I focus on dodging the attacks and spamming my shield when it's off cooldown, I think we're pretty solid. Focus on dodging this move, get my shield back up. I lost it immediately, but I had enough energy to get it back. Yeah, like, if I recall, last build I was hitting easy 300, 400 damage numbers. Or I was definitely in the hundreds, that much I'm certain of, and here we're still in the double digits at best. Which is disappointing, but we're fine. I really want to get hit by that move today, it seems. But it's fine. Getting hit and actually getting hit are two different things, plus the percent chance of healing on hit. Since I don't do much damage, I'm hitting a lot, which means my chance of healing is also quite high. And there we go. Another boss defeated. And 4% crit rate, sure thing. What's our crit rate at now? Let's see. It is 23%, so a 1 in 4 chance, basically. Not terrible. And I don't want to give this up, so I'm taking it back, please. Got my shield back. Okay, on to the next floor. Oh good, a Thunder Blessing. Excellent. That's exactly what we need. More crit chance. It's funny, I'm not even looking at the Thunder Blessings as if they give damage. I'm looking at them as if they give crit chance. And yeah, it's only 1% crit chance, which is not amazing. But it does add up. And I mean, since a boss fight gives, what, at best 5% crit chance, that's pretty substantial on paper when you put it into that perspective. Crit chance seems fairly hard to come by. Except for those passes that are like, plus 10% crit chance if you're about to die. Which, you know, yeah, I guess that is a lot of crit chance when you think about it, but it's also a very unideal conditional to meet. So, if I don't use it, it's probably for the best. But I have it. I have it so if I can use it, I can benefit from it. But ideally, we don't want to be in a situation where we have to use it. Here, have a Dragon Pillar. Yeah, the biggest issue with Dragon Pillar is mostly just the fact that since I'm trying to dodge and then cast it, I have to activate it and then dodge to the place I want it to hit, and then dash away again, pretty much. Whereas this move is basically, it doesn't matter where I place it, yeah, there's an ideal spot for it probably, but I'm dodging, and it'll still hit no matter what. Maybe not as much, but it'll hit pretty regularly. What's this? When Thunder Orb is generated, trigger 1 explosion. Enemies killed by Heavenly Thunder generate 40% Thunder Orb. Or I could go for Chain Lightning when hitting artifacts. Since I'm using a lot of artifacts for damage, that might be worth getting, but I think we have to take this for now. It looks like a really good passive, and again, we're not quite sold on Thunder Orb yet, but it's really just a matter of I need to... Once I get one more reliable way of triggering Thunder Orb, I think that move will be very strong. Like, if I activate Thunder Orb every time I activate a technique, for example. Upon entering a room, lightning elemental damage increases by 10% until taking damage. Character's energy passively restores, or yeah, we're taking the energy passive, of course. Why wouldn't we take that? It's been broken every time. And, ooh, a technique manual. This is where things get a little crazy, probably. Let's see. Break these pots in case they give HP, which they did. So I need to get my energy. Okay, let's see if I can... Oh, wow. I lost my shield really quick. These things are a problem because they just... Their lasers track really fast. I still have my shield. Lost it. Okay, but I got my shield back. It feels like their lasers may have a brief delay before they start dealing damage, though, so I have at least a moment to react. It's unclear. I don't really want to test it, because it looks like I should be able to get the HP if I'm able to kill these guys. Maybe not. Oh, there's a laser. We're getting rid of you first. You are actually the problem. Just try and get as much damage here as I can with my artifacts. Yeah, Dragon Pillar is super lacking, but I have a hope that once it's upgraded, it's going to do something phenomenal. And we only need one more bead to upgrade it, so we'll try and get that as soon as possible, I suppose. But cool, that should give us another HP. Momentary Void Break active skill releases an additional powerful attack if the number of clones on the field exceeds 4 when activated. When triggering a critical hit, the cooldown of Momentary Void Break is reduced. These are both really, really strong. I think I'm going to go for this one now, for now. And then we'll go from there. Chen-Zhang, I'm back. What brings you here again? You're not here to take me, right? It's the usual routine. Where are the heavenly soldiers? No, I've come with good news. The Jade Emperor has agreed to release your mother. Really? It's true. If you give up on saving your mother now and join me in serving the Heavenly Court, she will be released in 100 years. 100 years? By serving in the Heavenly Court, you can attain immortality. What's wrong with waiting for 100 years? This time delay trick won't fool me, even if it is true. I won't wait for 100 years. I want to save my mother now. I respectfully address you as Senior Tai-Bai Jinjing, but please don't bother me anymore, or I may take action regardless of your bond with my master. Alright, there's our last Divine Bead Plate. Let's go. Or Divine Plate Bead. Here we go. So I need to remember to use my technique, because I've got some really strong passives on it now. Or, well, I'm going to. I just need to get the... Alright, I have at least 4 clones now. Let's see what this does. What's this new technique? It happened too fast, and I'm not sure if I got it or not. In theory, the rate at which I'm generating crits means I'm generating clones at a pretty fast pace. Okay, it looks like it looks like we just do a second dash attack, or like the end splash of the dash, if you will. Okay, seems fair enough. Seems pretty strong, I hope. I don't have a good sense of whether it's strong or not, to be honest. But that's fine. I think that's another HP. Alright, when this artifact is cast, there's a 100% chance to generate 2 instances of Fire Meteor. Spawn 2 Fire Spirits every 12 seconds. When this artifact is cast, generate 1 Thunder Orb. I think that's what we're going to do. Oh, I needed 1 more bead. But Thunder Orb seems really valuable to the build right now, or it's working towards that route, so I think we're going to go with that. Oh my goodness, another technique manual. Let's go. I hope I get the passive that I saw before that looked really strong. Alright. Just keep on mashing. Like, I guess the advantage and the disadvantage of this build is I attack really fast, and I get a lot of crits, which triggers a lot of passives. The downside is the actual damage numbers aren't that impressive. But they add up. They add up, absolutely. Okay. Got my shield back. Okay, we're good. We're good. I need to generate some energy. And the funny thing is, because I have the passive energy regeneration, or passive energy generation ability, in theory, I really could just run away until my shield comes back up if I need to. I'd rather not play that way. It seems kind of lame. But it is absolutely an option if I need it. And these things are tanky, though. Here, I'll drop this. I'll drop this as well. So far, so good. I don't think I've taken any damage in this room. But I've gotten hit a lot. It feels like, why would you ever take something other than this shield? It just trivializes a lot of the game. Maybe on the next run I'll try not to take it, or especially once I get to the point where I have my Divine Sensibility, like start of the run passives, built up, I will not use it anymore, because it just feels kind of lame to win the game every time that way. But for now, the shield is just so strong. Okay, and let's see what we get. Duration of temporary clone is extended. That's really good. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. When triggering a crit hit, the cooldown of your active skill is reduced. I think my Y skill is going to be on like a very, very low cooldown at this point. But let's find out. Oh, are we already up to the final boss? Now, if I recall, this boss gave me a fair bit of trouble, so I'll have to be mentally ready. Alright, another lightning passive. Thunder's Wrath. All your lightning attacks will apply 1 stack of Thunder Breath to enemies hit and have a 10% chance to randomly generate 1 of Heavenly Thunder, Lightning Chain, or Thunder Orb. Okay, that sounds really good. Dash has a 30% chance to leave 1 Thunder Orb. When a character is hit by an enemy, generate 2 instances of Heavenly Thunder. I mean, we have to take the right option, but the left option is actually really good for a Thunder Orb build. Okay, here we go. I have no idea what this boss is going to be like with this build, but let's give it our best shot. It may just be genuinely trivialized by the energy and by the shield. Oh, why are you still here? Even after losing, you won't leave and claim not to be influenced by Erlong Shen? I'm worried that battling you might be too dull. I only used 1/10 of my power earlier. I wonder why you're so smug. I don't know if you're bluffing. However, your divine power has become much smoother than before. Your progress is fast. Well then, I'll make great use of my divine power. Take this. Oh, he got me right away. That's fine. I got my shield now. We're good. Never mind. I lost my shield immediately. You know, this boss, if I recall, was a problem because even when I had enough damage, he just did so much damage to me. I think it was in part his dash was hard for me to dodge for some reason. Oh well. I just need to make sure that I generate as much energy as possible so I can get my shield up ASAP. Yeah, my Y attack is definitely getting reduced in cooldown pretty substantially. That's pretty funny. And you know what? I think our damage has finally reached the point where it's kinda good. It's really just a matter of it's the clones. Once I stack up enough clones, I get so much damage. Alright, here, you can have this. I dropped a dragon pillar on him so I can focus on dodging and then still damage him. That was kind of cheeky, wasn't it? Rude to the immortals. Well, isn't that kind of what it all is? We're being very rude to the immortals throughout this whole playthrough, but still. Focus on dodging. I'm going to drop this. This seems to do more damage than anything else. I think. It's really hard for me to quantify the damage numbers on these things. Oh, I got hit. I definitely need to use this attack more often. It's hard to land. Alright, got that. Oh, he teleported away. Darn. I still got hit by that. Niche. I don't have enough energy to use my shield, so I gotta be careful. Get what damage I can there. It seems like I can pretty reliably... Oh, I remember this move now. It's a cool technique. I understand how it works now. You just have to dodge back and forth between the yin and the yang. Oh, ouch. Okay, we're really not taking that much damage at all. Shield too good. Shield way too good. That doesn't mean I'm not getting hit, though. It's unclear whether my clone's critting activates my passive as well, that regenerates cooldown or not. Whatever it may be, we've almost got this now. Oh, I could have dodged that. I was just too mentally slow on it. Alright, we're just going to mash until you die. There we go. Oh, I guess this attack is still going. Ah, that's rude. It's fine, though. And let's see what our new passive is. More crit chance? More crit chance. Let's go. On to the final floor. Here's my recovery. Do you have anything to say, sir? You do not. Do you have anything to say? Chen Chang, why do you keep staring at me? It's kind of embarrassing. He likes you. What have we got? For each fire elemental, max HP plus 5. For each wind element, attack speed plus 2. After hitting an enemy with Heavenly Thunder, there's a 30% chance to generate 1 instance of Storm at the enemy's location. None of these seem really strong for my build. I feel like this is probably the one that gives me the most benefit because I only have 1 wind passive. At least this gives me, I think, 10 HP. Yeah, 10 HP. And if I find another Fire Blessing, it's another 5 HP. But we're pretty darn tanky. We are, like, impressively tanky, actually. Alright, so what we need on this floor is whatever Thunder Blessings we can get. Maybe another Fire Blessing if we really want to get spicy. But realistically, what we really need is one last bead on the Dragon's Pillar artifact, because I want to see what that does when it's fully stacked up. Alright, let's see what we get. Lightning Resonance. After Thunder Surge hits an enemy, the damage received from Heavenly Thunder increases by 25% for the next 5 seconds. I guess we'll take this. I don't really have a lot of things that trigger Thunder Surge, though, so probably not that great. It's fine, though. Ooh, tempting. I'm going for the Thunder Blessing. I think we'll have plenty of opportunities to find another Plate Bead, but I'm not convinced we'll have the same opportunities to find another Thunder Blessing in the same way. So this seems better to me. I think we're definitely at the point where our damage has scaled a little bit crazy, though, because, I mean, do you see all these numbers? Because I sure do. And, I mean, it's funny, like, this is a DPS build focused on crit, and it looks like at this point everything crits, which is kind of in its own right insane. But really what... And I'm dropping Thunder Orbs like no tomorrow now. I think... Did I get a chance to spawn them on crit? I forget. But let's see. The damage of Heavenly Thunder is increased by 30% when I'm hit, and Chain Lightning on Artifact activation. I think we go with Heavenly Thunder. I still don't fully understand what triggers that, but it's fine. And I'm going to take the Engraving because those tend to be very strong passives if I'm lucky. Again, I think if we get to the halfway point and I still haven't gotten my Divine Bead, I'll prioritize it then. Immortal. Each time a martial arts skill is cast within the room, the damage of martial arts skills temporarily increases by 3%. Oh, I could... Ooh. Pass through one room unscathed and get 2 more maximum HP. So that's 3 HP per room I don't take damage in. Or the same passive as the one on the left, apparently. I think they're running out of engravings for this run, maybe. These are all really good, but I think I'm going to go with the martial arts skill increase. That just sounds really strong. The longer the fight goes, the stronger my damage becomes, and my damage is already really high, so when that hits with a crit, it's going to add up very quickly. I think we go for the shop and hope for a divine, or for a technique manual. Let's see what we get. Blessing of Nuwa, fire element. Or herbs, what do you do? I think those just heal, probably. Let's go ahead with this. Let's see. Fiery Descent. When technique skill is cast, generate 4 instances of meteor, fire spirit damage increased, or enter room and generate 2 fire spirits. Let's go with the meteor, because that was pretty funny in the last build. Alright. And that gives me another 5 HP, so that's actually pretty solid. And there we go, there's our guaranteed Destiny Plate. So, let's see where this goes. I cast Meteor. Man, I generate energy so fast, but just look at all the crits. Basically, every time I activate an artifact, I'm guaranteed crits for some period of time, which is just hilarious when all of my passives activate on crit. And they're probably balanced under the assumption that you're not going to get a crit every time. No, why would that doesn't seem possible? Because there are some really strong passives that scale with crit. So this build's, in typical fashion, scaled incredibly out of control very quickly. I think that's just the nature of this game. If you survive long enough, it seems pretty good at just spoon-feeding you good passives. Even the weak passives, though, everything adds up. There are a lot of instances where you get something that gives you damage up. It isn't quite like Hades, where the run felt, because there were reserved slots, you didn't really have a full slew of options. I feel like I already have this passive, but I mean, being able to revive a second time sounds great. Alright, we get to see what the newly... I guess we can activate it here since we have the energy. Let's see what it does. Oh, okay, it's the little woobly things. I still am not convinced that's going to be very strong, but it'll be fun to see. Alright, this is our mini-boss if I recall. Yep. Right, it was a scorpion. Okay, got my shield up. Let's go ahead and mash to death. Cooldown reduction on my Y is pretty funny, though. Not gonna lie. Alright, let's generate enough energy to use the Divine Dragon and see how much damage it does. Alright, do this. Alright, dragon time. Oh, okay. It does some pretty substantial hits, actually. Okay, you know what? I think that did a lot of damage. It's hard for me to know for sure. Oh god, it's Shadow freaked out there. Okay. But yeah, alright. I think we can forgive it. The real question is, how does it compare to this move? Honestly, I think it outcompetes. It does a lot of damage, though. It's just hard to tell what does more. I'll have to look at the footage in post, because it's hard to focus on dodging and watching an enemy's HP bar for the full duration of one attack. But we'll go ahead and use this again. Say hello to my little dragon friends. I mean, 49 hits of at least... Okay, you know what? That move absolutely slaps. It must be doing so much damage. We are very strong this run, Kiwi. Alright, and our new passive is... Aw, no crit chance. Lame. Let's see. Attack speed. Do I want all damage or attack speed? More crits? I mean, attack speed and crit do synergize very well, because the more you hit, the more you crit. But I think I'm just going to go for the flat damage increase. I think we're pretty solid. And then... Red Gourd. Oh, Divine Wood Sword or Profound Frost Orb. Gotcha. I don't want either of these, so I'm going to take back my plate, please. Thank you. That's... Okay, we're good. On to the last couple floors. Where are we heading? Ooh, another Thunder Blessing. Excellent. Alright. So we start off with our technique, and then get enough energy, immediately to spawn a shield, immediately lose that shield, and get hit. It's fine. I don't think we need to stack any more HP. I'd be genuinely surprised if I take enough damage to need to even buy a heal. And with how much I'm passively regenerating HP, I don't know, it feels strong. Imagine if there was a HP regen on crit passive. I would just heal to full every fight, pretty much. But anyway, this build has absolutely spiraled out of control like always. That's the mark of a good roguelike. It doesn't have to be every run, but if it does end up being every run and you're just enjoying an insane power trip, why not enjoy it while it lasts? Yeah, so I figure for this game, I'll at least play through far enough to see what it considers its story's conclusion when we finally free Mother. I assume it keeps going beyond that, similar to how after rescuing Persephone in Hades, you kept going. But that might be around the time I stop playing. Will this be a weekly thing? Probably not. I figure 3 solid playthroughs and then maybe I'll take a break and do something different for a little bit. Let's see. When all artifacts hit, volume of Thunder Orb is increased. I think I'm going to go with the Chain Lightning here, because Chain Lightning has its own passives that scale real well with this build. And, let's go for the Draw Room. We haven't played with any of these this run. Where will our luck take us? Chen Zhang, have you seen my son Red Boy? I've seen him, but he said he is no longer Red Boy. He is now a Sudana. He also told me to give you a message. Suffering is endless. Please, noble lady, cut off worldly ties. Thank goodness. How is his health? Is he doing well? Well, Sudana now acts on behalf of Guanyin Bodhisattva in the South Sea with a radiant face and steady contact. I can now be reassured. I'm relaying Red Boy's words to you. Aren't you sad at all? Whether sad or not, he's still my child. As long as he's doing well, that's all that matters. But I always feel like this isn't right. I must help you persuade him again. Let's go, Chen Chang. When a chick turns into an eagle, it needs to leave the nest. Rest assured, I'll keep supporting you. I don't care about these things. It's just that I find it hard to tolerate kids who don't value the care for their mothers. Meanwhile, I can't even see my mother. Alas, the poor kid. Alright. Wheel of Morality. Turn, turn, turn. Give us the reward that we shall earn. Shout out to anyone who remembers the good old days of Animaniacs. Oh, good. 15 more HP. Exactly what we needed on this build. Well, Erlong Shen is going to have a real hard time killing us. Oh, you know what? We need more HP. Because of that 5 HP per Fire Blessing passive that we got earlier. Why not? Let's get the damage. Let's get the HP. It's funny that fire attacks, which tend to give all damage ups, are now also just giving all HP up. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, this build is pretty up there. It's tanky, it's got good damage. It's not as... I still don't think it's as crazy damage-wise as what I did with my previous build. But that build was, like, genuinely insane. Alright, every 10 seconds, deal 2 hits of fire meteor attacks to enemies on the field with flame. For every 1 enemy with flame, provide the character with a... Oh no, Kiwi. A 0.5 crit boost bonus for every enemy on the field with flame. that probably won't be that much in reality, and this is pretty strong because Fire Meteor does a lot of damage, but honestly, I don't think we need it. I think we want the crit. More crits, please. What's our crit rate at now? 30%. Okay, so effectively a 1 in 3 chance to crit every time. Alright, let's get another Divine Bead Plate, or Divine Plate Bead. I really want to swap those in positions for what they actually are. I don't know why, but it's fine. Well, you know what? I should see how the Dragonfire move works on a trash mob room. So I'll save it up, and here we go. Divine Flame Dragon. Yeah, this feels a little bit strong. It's basically a full room clear almost. That's pretty crazy. Alright, let's see. All damage when this artifact happens, generate Instance of Burning, or generate Gust. Deal AoE damage to enemies in a straight line in front of the character and apply a mark to increase player's crit rate. You know what? We may have to do this build again and go a wind build, because I've not tried the wind element yet, but sounds like fun. I guess since that has the stipulation of when the artifact is activated, that wasn't actually that great, but whatever. We're getting a technique manual, that'll be great. Ah, got hit before I could activate my shield, darn. Oh my goodness, Kiwi. Can you even see the enemies anymore? It's nothing but damage numbers. Oh my goodness. Okay, things just got really crazy. I think the Windblade is activating even though I'm not activating the artifact. I think it's just passive now, which is insane. Considering I am, like, I think I'm at this point just guaranteed crits. I think every hit is a crit now. I'll keep an eye on it and see if that's the case or not, but yeah, I think I'm pretty sure every hit I do is a crit guaranteed now. So I don't think I need to stack crit chance anymore. Can I look at this? Crit rate's 32 on paper, but it's definitely 100% here. That's insane. Just 100% crit chance. Oh my goodness, what a broken build. Well, there are only a couple rooms left now. And then I guess we'll get our second clear out of 3 runs. Alright, technique manual. Upon entering the room for combat, periodically gain 1 temporary avatar, number of clones +1, duration of temporary clones increased. I think just a flat 1 more clone always just sounds too good. Yeah, let's see how long Erlong Shen lasts. Because it's not going to be for long. I think this is the final shot before the boss. Yep. Alright, anything to say? No. What have you got to say? Chen Chang, in any case, I'll always support you. You know that, right? Thanks, Senior Sister. So no matter what happens, Senior Sister seems to have something to say. She sure did. Unfortunately, I cut her off, so we'll never know what it was. Red Boy, won't you go back to... Okay, I'm used to text boxes that when you press A while they're still loading, just load the full text. That's not how it works here, so I'm going to have to be careful. I'm sorry about that. I'll be more prudent about that in the future. The distinction between the immortal and mortal realms is clear. Sudana's worldly connections have ended. Why compound the grief? You keep saying the divine and the mortal are different, but aren't you also a monster? If it weren't for Guanyin Bodhisattva elevating you as her disciple, wouldn't you still be the holy infant king in the Fire Cloud City? Or Fire Cloud Cave, I couldn't read it. The present is not the same as the past. They are totally different story. Forget how times have changed. I heard your mother hasn't seen you in over 100 years. You must go see her today, or don't blame me for using force. Fight me, I'm Fearless Red Boy. I won't back down. Guanyin Bodhisattva sent you to help me, right? Exactly. Alright, if you don't visit your mother, I won't go cleave the mountain. Let's see how you explain that to the Bodhisattva. Chen Chang Yu. Well, fine then. Since you insist, I will go meet her. Alright, what passive do we get from you, Red Boy? For each wind element, attack speed increased. For each wind element, crit rate increased. After hitting the target with Heavenly Thunder, applies blazing to enemy 1 times. I said I don't need crit rate anymore. I think we go with the blazing. It's not that amazing, but it's fine. And then you, Ice Soul, no. Upon entering... Do I want lightning element? Everything is lost upon taking damage, so none of these are actually real strong passives, but I guess I'll just take the lightning element increase for while it lasts. Technique manual, please. The duration of temporary clone is extended. The main body and duplicate's basic attacks no longer inflict knockback. The clone can also cause an impact upon hitting enemies. Temporary clone duration sounds probably the best, but this one also sounds really interesting. A shame I never got the one that made it sound like the passives that the main body has will be shared by the clones. I'll have to, I'm definitely going to try this build again. But for now, let's get the extended temporary clone, since I'll be dodging more. I don't get the heal here, but I have more HP than I typically have in most runs, so I think we're ready. Erlong Shen, bring it on. Final boss time. Me and my friends are gonna go beat up an old man. I guess he's not actually that old. I mean, relatively speaking, I mean, he is actually like centuries old, but still has like the coolest chair, gotta say. It looks like it would be terrible for the back and has like no cushioning. Anyway, oh, you seem to be quite confident. Have you already mastered the art of balancing your half-divine nature? Fortunately, with my master's guidance, I have begun to understand the path. This time I'm sure to save my mother. Even if you could activate the Zhuanhe axe, do you think that would be enough to save your mother? How naive. Erlong Shen, what tricks are you up to again? Humph, your mind is wavering. I'm sure this time you won't manage to save your mother. Pretentious, take this. Alright, got my energy, so shield is up. I went into that attack and got hit, darn. Ooh, dodged that barely. Oh my goodness, look at all this damage. Oh, you spawned allies for me to just freely get energy regener. I'll take that. I should have almost enough energy to activate my, and there it is. Activating dragons. Enjoy, Mr. Erlong Shen. I'm sure you're gonna hate this. Look at his HP bar just trickling down. Since he teleports around, it is kind of hard to generate my clones, I have to say. I just didn't mean to actually activate that, but it's fine. There we go, now I have my shield back. And now he's going to teleport us to his little world, but it's fine. Let's see if I can just immediately destroy this, which I can't, but it's fine. I'll go ahead and pop that. I should use my Dragonfire more often. I guess maybe this build, in terms of actual DPS, this build isn't necessarily as strong as what I had before, but I don't know. It still feels ridiculously strong. Like, everything is just on fire. And I still have my shield. He's gonna use his, yep, there's his world picture scroll. I'll just try and generate some energy before he teleports me. Light his scrolls on fire and we'll be fine. But I'm generating energy way too fast. His scrolls mean nothing. Alright, Erlong Shen, time for you to be finished. Oh, I took a hit. Ouch. Let's finish him with Dragonfire, if we can. That'll be extra fancy. Oh, I got hit by that. We're fine. We're totally fine. Oh, look, a source of energy. Why don't mind me. Oh, Erlong Shen. Oh no, come back. You're blasting off again. Anyway, how about now? Anything else to say? It seems like whatever the last input I had before I kill him, he just gets locked in, so we're just permanently attacking forward. It's fine, though. How about now? Anything else to say? You've made some progress, but I suggest you return now. Why should I go back? If your abilities fall short, you can still work hard. How tragic if you have the ability but can't take action. I'm afraid you won't handle it well, kiddo. I'm not interested in witnessing a child in tears. I don't get what you mean. I'm heading to rescue my mother. Mom, I'm here. Can you see me? Mom. Stop calling. I've reinforced the seal. Your mother won't see or hear you. Darn it. I'll rescue my mother right away. Yeah. Definitely put my heart into that one. Wonderful. The Divine Axe is reacting. Think it twice. Still playing tricks. Mom, I've come to get you out. Oh, hey, senior sister. Chenshang, stop. Ah, senior sister, why are you here? Chenshang, you must not break the seal stone or your mother will be in danger. Huh? Any danger? Why? Erlong Shen, it's about time. Why haven't you made things clear with Chen Shang? If you keep this up, I'll have nothing to do with you. Sweetheart, don't be mad. I can't say, or you can say it. You understand the situation, right? Senior sister, what exactly is going on? Okay, I didn't want to be the one to tell you about these things. Too annoying. Let me explain. When the affair of your mother was exposed, Erlong Shen enforced the family rules to punish her. He confined her to Mount Hua. Later, this news spread to the Heavenly Court. The Jade Emperor, based on heavenly rules, issued an edict to use heavenly thunder to execute Hua Yu Shan Yang. The heavenly thunder came down, but it was blocked by Mount Hua. It's unclear if Erlang Shen... Bear with me, I can't actually read this. I'm sitting so far away I can't read the text, but it's... Alright, the final sentence is, it's unclear if Erlang Shen deliberately did this, but his punishment was actually safeguarding Huayu Sanyang. Huh? No way! So you must not break the seal, otherwise heavenly thunder will descend and your mother's life could be at risk. How could this happen? What should I do to save my mother? Senior sister, tell me, what should I do? Chenshang, are you okay? Take it easy and think of a solution. Is there any solution? I've worked hard to cultivate these skills, finally able to break the seal of Mount Hua. Finally, to break the seal on Mount Hua. However, I'm hesitating to act. Following the victory over Erlang Shen, Chen Sheng found out that Mount Hua seal was precisely resistant to heavenly thunder. Unable to break the seal himself, it came as a sudden, and then the text is completely cut off, and there's no chance I can read this. Chen Sheng stood still, his eyes vacant, in a melancholic mood. He didn't move for a long time. When Chen Shang came back to his senses, he didn't know when he had been transported back to the residence. So basically, it seems we need to reason with the Jade Emperor if we're gonna get our mom saved. Oh, those Zeus likes, they hold grudges very well. Alright, why don't we pop some more stats into here and then we'll call it a day on this episode. I say... The chance of a free purchase sounds really good, but it might not give me the option of something I want. So, why don't we just go with flat damage increase? Can always go with more of that, and then more energy on room entry and more healing on room entry. Now we got a whole bunch of new passives. We still got some more resource. Let's see. So it's hard to actually read this. Whatever, we'll look at this bar next time. I see something on cooldown up on the left. With all that said, Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're asleep, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.